Need to replace the igniter on your King KP130 pellet stove? US Stove calls it the igniter cartridge, and today we're swapping it for a brand new one. We'll walk it in clean technical diagrams to see the repair from angles that are hard to catch on camera. It's a straightforward job. About 30 minutes with a Phillips screwdriver, an Allen wrench, needle nose pliers, and a zip tie. Let's get into it. Step 1. First, shut the stove down and let it finish its cool down cycle, then unplug it. Wait for every surface to be cold. Then, we can work. Step 2. Go around the back of the stove and take out the 7 Phillips screws holding the back access panel. Lift the panel away and set it aside. Everything we need for this repair lives behind it. Step 3. Before you touch a single wire, take a picture of everything back here. That photo is your reassembly map. Then, snip the zip tie holding the wire bundle together so the igniter leads can move free. Step 4. Follow the 2 white leads coming off the igniter cartridge back to their connectors and unplug them. Leave every other wire exactly where it sits. Your photo remembers the rest. Step 5. The auger motor hangs right in front of the igniter, so it comes down first. And yes, it really does have to come down. 10 seconds with the hairpin saves 10 minutes of fighting for clearance. Reach behind the motor and find the loop of the hairpin clip, joining it to the auger shaft. Support the motor with your free hand. Pull the hairpin with your pliers and lower the motor down. Let it rest in the base of the stove. Do not let it hang off the shaft. That is how auger shafts get bent. Step 6. On the outside of the igniter tube, there is one small set screw. Put your Allen wrench on it and back it out a couple of turns. It only needs to be loose. Leave it sitting in the tube. Step 7. Slide the old igniter cartridge straight back out of the tube and let the leads follow it out. Feed the new cartridge in the same way, element end first. Set it back about 1/4 inch inside the opening of the tube. Then, open the door, lift the burn pot out, and sight down the tube from the firebox side to check that position before anything gets tightened. When it sits right, snug the set screw. Just snug, the cartridge cracks if you crank on it. Step 8. Lift the auger motor back up to the shaft. Line up the hole in the motor shaft with the hole in the auger shaft, and push the hairpin home through both. Give the motor a wiggle. If the pin is seated, it stays put. Step 9. Plug the new igniter leads onto their connectors. Then gather the wires into one bundle out of the way of the auger shaft and lock them down with your zip tie. Leave a little slack so nothing pulls on a connector. Trim the tail of the tie. Step 10. Set the back panel in place and run the 7 screws back in. Snug them evenly. Plug the stove back in, and we are ready to test. Now, let's make sure it's working. First, press the on button. The on indicator starts flashing. That is the stove entering its startup cycle. Second, watch the auxiliary light on the control board. When it flashes, the igniter is drawing power, and that is your new cartridge heating. Third, within a few minutes, the pellets in the burn pot start to smoke, then catch. A steady flame with no error code on the display means the igniter is doing its job. Pass all of these, and this repair is finished. One last thing before we wrap. What if the new igniter still will not light? Work it in this order. First, pull the burn pot and clear every hole in it. A clogged pot smothers the element. Second, check the display. Error code 6 means the igniter output fuse on the control board is blown, and that fuse is what needs replacing, not the igniter. Third, make sure both igniter connectors are fully seated. Clear all 3, and the fault is upstream of the igniter. That's it. Everything we used is linked in the description below. If this video helped you out, please hit like and subscribe, and check out these other videos. Thanks for watching.